These were the warm, bright days of our innocence in Delano. New, fresh, stepping along with the times. We had no way of knowing that the nightmare was already beginning. No one heard the sound of that shovel digging an unmarked grave. No one ever saw that dark figure moving in the lantern light, or the body of a young man, unknown around here, dead and buried in secret. Just an easy Sunday stroll from our town square. We couldn't have known. I ask you to believe that. A matter of urgent city business called me away from my desk at the bank one afternoon in May of 1924. It's hard to think of anything being urgent in a town as small as Delano was then. I'm Hugh Holmes. I guess I think of Delano as my town. And not that I own it, but I love it. These streets weren't even here till just after we all come back from World War I. That time, I was just a struggling young bank cashier, but I knew when good fortune was smiling at me. When I agreed to buy 4 lots right in the spot, they threw in the privilege of opening the bank here. The railroad and the mill were my first customers. We built the bank, a school, and 3 churches first, but by 1924, people being what they are, it was high time to build a new jail and police station. So I called a special city council meeting to select our first police chief. Frank Manton was a member of the council and our town's only physician. He used to say he'd delivered half of Delano's population personally. The other council members were people like Ben Birdsong. He was our druggist. He moved his business here from the big city. Then there was our undertaker, Lamar Maddox. He used to say, Doc Manton's in charge of arrivals. I handle departures. Idis Bray owned the Delano Telephone Company and most of the rental properties in the colored section of town. They call it Braytown. Idis had an almost unbroken record of voting no on everything. I asked the council to meet me at the new station. Police station without a chief is just another vacant building. Qualified men hadn't exactly been clamoring for the job. Morning, Ben. Hello, Mr. Maddox. Come in.
All right, gentlemen, let's call this special meeting to order.
Good. Now I move we adjourn. Come on, Idis. We voted to have a police station and a police chief 8 months ago.
I say when this place is done, we turn the key over to Sheriff Skeeter Willis.
Skeeter is busy with the whole county. The only time he ever comes to Delano is when he's looking for votes.
Old Judge Baxter up in the State House made a lot of sense to me. Find yourself a good man, he says. Never mind about his experience. Hire a local man. A man people respect. He can grow in the job.
Well, that's fine, but who we got, Hugh?
First application letter was submitted by Francis Funderburk. Foxy? Foxy Funderburk feels his military experience, as well as his proficiency with firearms, qualifies him for the job.
Foxy Funderburk's military experience consisted of getting kicked by a horse in England, I hear. It caught him in the head, if you ask me.
I assured Mr. Funderburk we would give his application due consideration. All in favor? Opposed?
Hey!
The second letter I have here is from Will Henry Lee.
Will Henry? Well, I'll be darned. Pretty good man for a pretty poor job.
Yeah, what happened? Did the boll weevil do him in?
Will Henry never had much luck farming cotton, but he stuck with it. I was ready to renew his loan at the bank, but he finally decided to get out before he got in over his head. I liked Will. He was a good man, like his daddy.
Mose Gifford and his boys coming by in a bit and help me with that piano.
You tell them I appreciate it, huh?
I sure do, there.
Now, Nellie, if you ever want for anything, you come to us now. We're not going to be that far.
Sure. But this place don't seem the same already, Miss Carey.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Mama, where's my quilty blanket?
Oh, heaven's sakes, that quilty blanket run hard from you already.
It's up here in the car, Eloise.
Jesse, you and little Joshua going to have to keep the place up. Mr. Holmes is counting on you till he can rent it or sell it.
Well, it won't be the same without you, Mr. Will Henry.
You and me, we worked this land together many years.
You're a good farmer, Mr. Will Henry.
Good, not good enough now. To beat the boll weevil, you got to be both good and rich.
Now, that's the truth.
Jesse, Hoss Spence had his eye on this place for some time now. Probably going to go for cows and peaches.
Oh, Spence.
He asked for y'all to stay on now. You remember something about Hoss Spence. He's a man who likes a lot of yasses and nosas.
Yeah, sir.
Well, we got to be going, Jesse. Where's little Billy at? He with Joshua?
I think he went back to say his goodbyes to old Dapple. Him and that horse gonna be do some pining away.
Eloise, run back, get your brother.
Give him a minute, Will. It's important. Come on, Eloise. I want you to show your mama where's middle C. That's good, now. Where's that?
Oh, show me the A. Now try to see again. Good.
Don't worry about old Dapple, Philly. I'll take real good care of him. That's a promise, just between you and me.
Be sure he gets a carrot every day. He likes carrots.
Even if I have to steal one.
We're doing the right thing, Will Henry. I know it.
We're doing the only thing. Let's just hope it's right.
Well, it'll be nice having close neighbors, I think. Trading recipes, a little lively gossip every now and then.
You know, Carrie, honey, you're probably about the best cook there is in the state, and the worst liar. But thanks anyway.
You're welcome.
Sure glad my daddy isn't alive to see us now. Being chased off the land by a little old weevil no bigger than a tick.
Mama, Billy won't talk to me.
You talk to me, honey, I'll talk to you.
Daddy, what's the chief of police?
Well, Eloise, I don't rightly know. I reckon I'm gonna find out when I have to start acting like one.
Your application was submitted and voted on, Foxy. I'm sorry.
I do a good deal of business at your bank, Mr. Holmes.
And it's much appreciated.
Well, as much as it could be, apparently.
I surely don't think I'd let bank business influence the council's decision. You know, I mean no offense by this, Foxy, but folks in town just don't know you very well. They tend to regard you as something of a recluse who prefers to live up here alone in Pine Mountain with your dogs. Fine dogs, to be sure.
Purebred golden labs are not mere dogs.
Well, I won't dispute you on that, Foxy. But there's also no disputing the fact that you don't even live in Mainbridge County. This place is in Justin County. You'd have had to move even to accept the appointment. Isn't that the truth?
It was a bad decision. Very bad. Taking a farmer. This assignment requires someone with training and discipline. What do you expect a green cotton farmer to do when there's real trouble?
You catch you go fooling around with a nigger girl again, you ain't gonna heal up so fast. Skeeter. We was just holding a little lesson on inbreeding with niggers, that's all.
Well, far be it from me to interfere with some young man's schooling.
Yes, sir.
Any one of you gentlemen got a bottle? It's a little chilly out here tonight.
That burning cross might have come as a welcome sight to another young man. I said later he was running for his life. No way of knowing how he escaped or who was after him. But it only delayed the inevitable.
You solemnly swear to uphold the laws of the city of Delano, this sovereign state in the United States of America, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you, Hugh. Thank you.
Good luck, Will Henry.
Thank you, sir.
We're mighty proud of you, Will Henry.
Thank you.
Mighty
Appreciate
proud.
it.
Go to it, Will Henry. Good luck. Good luck, Will Henry.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Chief, looking forward to working with you.
Thank you, Skeeter.
C.T. Brown from the Capitol will be through in a couple of days, and he'll outfit you with anything you may need in the way of equipment.
Good, good.
Long as you don't go over budget.
Okay, Iris, I won't.
Good luck, Will Henry.
Thank you.
Say, Will Henry, I know you're not used to carrying a gun, but we can't have our police chief walking around naked. This old Colt punt line ought to serve a purpose till your regular equipment gets here. Been in my family a good many years, but I don't know how long since it's been fired. You can see there's no notches in the butt.
I probably won't have to fire this at anybody. Just show it to somebody to scare them to death.
I didn't want to cast a cloud over the ceremony there, but I got the council to vote you an extra $5 a month for insurance.
You don't mean life insurance, do you?
Well, you got a family to think of.
Well, that's true. I reckon that's a good idea. I appreciate it, Hugh.
Carry an umbrella, it never rains.
Yeah. Well, I expect the biggest danger I'm going to have around here is getting kicked by a mule in Saturday traffic.
Well, if that's so, you better steer clear of Ben Birdsong's team. They're a little ticklish.
You know, speaking of traffic, we could use one of those new automatic signals on the corner up there.
Well, I do.
Bank robbers! They're off the bank! Cal, he's got a gun on us. Turn the wheel! Watch out! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Ain't nothing to it, is
there, Chief.
Stack those dishes or break them?
Can't help it, Will Henry. I'm still shaking like a leaf.
Look, honey, those O'Brien brothers were drunk to the gills. That shotgun they had wasn't even loaded.
A shotgun? And life insurance. Well, I wish you hadn't even told me about that.
I thought it was mighty decent of the council to vote it for me.
I suppose.
You suppose? Look, honey, the worst thing that's probably ever going to happen is I might have to drag some drunk out of the depot or chase somebody out of a prize watermelon patch or write up a report on a broken window.
However,
time may come when things aren't all that innocent. If that time ever comes, I got to put myself in jeopardy. I don't want to worry about you worrying about me.
You're right. You're right. But when that T.T. Brown fella delivers your police pistols, we're going to drive out in the country and we're going to practice. I mean, you're a good shot, Will Henry, but I think you should be the very best.
Don't shoot. I got you. Put your hands up. You're under arrest.
Billy! Point that gun at the ground, son. Come on now, point it at the ground. Slowly. Now give me the gun, son.
We were just playing. We were making believe, Daddy.
Well, now you look at this. That's a real gun, you hear? That is not a gun to be making believe with. You understand?
Huh?
Come over here. Both of you. Now, you remember what I said? You remember what I said about the gun?
I don't remember.
Now, what did I say about the gun, Billy?
You said it was real.
That's right, son, and don't you forget it. Now, you take it, you put it back where you found it. Take it, Billy. Go on, take it. You remember. Don't you ever touch it again, you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, Joe, go on.
Most
Spence was farming the old Lee place by then. He managed to survive the boll weevil by switching over to peaches and milk cows. He wanted to buy that farm, but I'd only rent it to him. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe it was his nature. Oh, Spence had a natural meanness about him I didn't like. His boy Emmett was cut from the same stick.
Jesse, come over here. Now, I ain't running no charity picnic for you like Will Henry Lee did. I'll be having the manager stay on here in the main house. If you want to stay on, you can have a patch of ground and grow your own vegetables, some butter and eggs now and again. And if you put your back to the tree plant, you may even make yourself a few dollars.
Yes, sir. We'll do real good.
I hear tell that woman, that boy of yours, got quite a mouth on him. I don't want to hear none of it. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll tell you what. For starters, you can make yourself a few extra dollars by selling me that horse there.
Go ahead and sell him. Don't matter no how. Spattering like he is. Nigger boy says that the horses got spattering, Daddy.
You tried to pull one over on me, didn't you?
No, sir.
You ever try that again, I'll fix you. Get to work. Yeah. Yeah. Joshua, you have a quick mind.
And a quick tongue, just like your mama.
Mm-hmm.
Flashlight, file sale. Take a moonshine out of the woods at a quarter of a mile. Doubles as a billy club in case you need it. Service revolver, 38, 6-inch barrel. More accurate than a 4-inch and better balance. No need for a 45, unless you're fond of cannons.
Guess not.
Well, I'd say you are now equipped with the tools of the trade, Chief.
Well, I reckon so.
Look about right, Sheriff.
You know your business, T.T. I guess you're saving the gold for last.
Best till last. Here we go. Compliments of T.T. Brown Police Service. No charge on the invoice. T.T. Brown, president and owner, hereby presents you with your badge of office. The first one there is for your jacket or blouse. Next one for your cap. And the third one is a spare for your wallet when you're not in uniform.
It looks right nice. Thank you, T.T.
My pleasure. You have my card and catalog. I'm through this way every 2 months. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's good seeing you again, Skeeter.
Take care of yourself, T.T.
Yep.
Thank you again.
Listen, has your wife given you the speech yet? You're the one about being careful.
Oh, well, we discussed it a little, yeah.
Uh-huh. Now, that hurt, didn't it? Right now, you don't feel like turning around doing the same thing to me, do you? I could have explained that to you for a week, and you wouldn't get it. You always got to be ready for somebody to try that on you. Some nice fella you stop for speeding, and you don't know he's got a trunk full of white lightning. All right. I'm sorry, Will Henry. There just ain't no easy way for me to teach you how to stay alive. T.T. left you this. Let me tell you about it. This is your edge. Don't ever threaten anybody with it. Use it. You hit a nigger with a 2x4, he'll hold a grudge for life. You hit him with your blackjack, he figure you're just doing your job. Another thing, you tell somebody to do something, don't argue about it. He'll kill you while you're sweet-talking him.
Get your point, Skeeter.
You might as well know. I advise you, Holmes, not to pick you for chief. You ain't got it in you to be hard enough. When the time comes, you ain't going to be able to keep things straight. Somebody's gonna make you sorry, Will Henry. As sure as I'm standing here.
I swear, those mules could see you now, all dressed up.
Mm. It looks nice. Hey, you know, I'm going to have to get used to wearing a necktie every day of the week now.
Of course, I always visualize you in your underwear anyway.
Hey, come on now, Carrie.
Okay, I lied. I visualize you without your underwear.
Mommy, come on. Come on, he's got his tie on and everything.
What are they talking about?
All right. Never could keep a secret for long in this house anyway.
What's this? Oh. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Love you, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you all. I see old T.T. Brown's been busy around here.
He was very nice. I was glad he came by.
Well, it's real nice. Thank you. Well, you know, I almost forgot. I got to run change. Hugh Holmes is expecting me down at the station. We got to get ready for the big dedication tomorrow. Hey, Hugh, you don't have to be doing this.
Oh, I love sawdust, Will. Purely love the smell of it. When I was a tad, I used to go on down to the sawmill, smell the sawdust so thick you could almost taste it. I used to dream on what sort of buildings all those boards were going into.
Yeah, well, I can believe that.
Say, Will, I know this little dedication tomorrow morning may seem like nonsense to you, but people like to feel proud. They really do. I want them to feel proud of their new police station, their new police chief. Say, come on along in here a minute. I had my boys bring this into your office just before supper time.
Hey, isn't that something? That used to be in your office. I remember that.
Sure you do. This desk got me started in banking. It's all yours. Desk and a telephone. Yeah, your business. Answer it, Chief.
Police station, Chief Lee speaking. What's that? Just slow down, ma'am. Well, don't go in the house. I'll be right there. Woman said that Grady Butts is beating up on his wife.
Butts is a mill hand. He's steady enough when he's not drinking. Getting seldom. Come on, I know where he lives.
Grady, let the boy go to bed! Let the boy go to bed! Get the boy go to bed! Get out! Hurry, he's killing her! Brady! Brady! Get him! Brady! Let the boy go to
Who the hell are you? Let's get out of here. This is private property. Now get out of here.
You were right. I think Dr. Mann will take a look at it.
I'll be all right.
Come on, get up.
Ouch, you're gonna kill him. Sonny, come here. Come here.
Come on, out the door. Let's go.
gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us at such an early hour on this very special occasion. We decided to hold this dedication before the start of school and the day shift at the mill so you all could get a look at your new fire and police station on a working day. Most of you already know Earl Chapman, chief of our volunteer fire department. Now we want you to meet your new police chief, Will Henry Lee.
I expect almost the only citizen of Delano who missed that dedication was Brother Maynard, the paper boy. Near the end of his route, he always stopped along the road below Hodo's Bluff to eat his breakfast. He had no idea he was only a few steps away from making a discovery that would haunt him the rest of his years.
Buster, want some bacon sandwich? Hey, what are you doing?
Real nice celebration, Will.
Yeah, it was. It was.
At least the folks know who their police chief is.
Well, let's just hope they keep smiling. Morning there, Mr. Funderburk.
You ain't gonna last long in this job, boy, Henry. You can take that to mean anything you want. You'll be right.
Don't pay any attention to that. Just sour grapes. Foxy wanted your job for himself.
I'll say one thing for him. I can't accuse him of being a good loser.
Well, I reckon not. I'll see you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Chief, wait a minute, wait! Wait!
Hold on there, Brother Maynard. What you so hot about?
You gotta go quick. There's a dead boy, honest. Up at Hodo's Bluff. I saw him. He's dead, honest.
Mom Maddox and Dr. Frank Manton were surely accustomed to death in all its usual forms, but this corpse was a mystery. The victim was a stranger in these parts. Besides, Dr. Manton found some bruises in the body that puzzled him.
I called Dr. Carter Sauls over at the Capitol. He's an expert on postmortems. He said he could be here by 4 o'clock. I had to promise him a chicken dinner before we would agree to make the trip.
I reckon if we can solve this for a chicken dinner, it'd be a bargain.
He wants us to keep the body in a cold room until then, and he asked me for estimate of time of death. I said about 48 hours, more or less.
You fellas think the Klan may have had something to do with this? You know, they have some meetings up here on Pine Mountain sometimes.
Well, I did hear they beat up a white boy over there near the county seat not long ago. Something to do with a colored girl.
Well, I reckon if I'm going to find the answers by 4 o'clock, I better get going.
You want a piece of advice, Chief?
What Tommy means, I think, well, I wouldn't go poking around in Klan affairs, Will Henry. It ain't good politics.
Well, I'm not a politician, Skeeter. I'm police chief, and that boy's dead.
Well, we ain't had any meeting up on Pine Mountain in a coon's age, and that is a fact.
Besides, Hodo's Bluff, where the boy had the accident, that's over the line in Justin County, ain't it, Will Henry?
Well, if that boy fell off the bluff, half naked and beat up, I don't think it was an accident.
What I mean is, Will Henry, it isn't your jurisdiction. It isn't mine either. That's Sheriff Grundy's bailiwick over there.
That's right.
Anyway, I wouldn't rustle my tail feathers trying to find out who did it. That's probably hobos.
Hobos?
Happens all the time. That boy was probably drifting through with another couple boys or so, and they probably seen something they wanted on him, like a pair of shoes or a shirt or something, and they killed him for it. Hobos always killing each other over whiskey or less.
Anyway, you can just forget about the Klan. You can just plain forget about it.
Not a very highly thought of people in the Klan, Will Henry. Just leave them be. They can take care of things that sometimes you can't.
Yeah?
Well, I don't hold with horse whippings and people that burn crosses to scare innocent colored folk. And I got no respect for a man who hides behind a white sheet. Now, you can repeat that any way you want to.
No, I don't hear nothing up here at night, nothing that would interest the police. Why?
Well, I've been asking around the neighborhood. They said there was a disturbance over here a couple of nights ago. I thought you might have heard some.
I keep all my disturbances inside at night, and in case you're interested.
Is that one of your disturbances?
Oh, most folks think we're just a lonely little old ladies. Now, ain't no law against being otherwise, is there?
Not one that I got time to worry about.
Are you a married man?
Yes, ma'am. So is Grady Butts. Has he been up here the last couple of nights?
He was drunk, and I wouldn't let him in. I ain't nobody's private property.
Well, I hear tell that he beat up on one of your young disturbances quite a while ago.
Yeah. Ain't love wonderful?
Vanderberg! Foxy! Hey, girl. Hey, come here. Hey, aren't you a beauty? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No wonder you're so proud. That's quite a family you got there, girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see, readiness. You weren't ready. I could have killed you. You wouldn't even have seen me. Well, I didn't come up here expecting to get killed. Exactly. Readiness. Police chief should always be ready for the unexpected. I'll try to keep that in mind. Suppose I should apologize for what I said at the station this morning. Well, no need to do that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. To be sure. I already told Hugh Holmes I didn't think you were qualified for the job. I'll say what I mean straight out, not behind your back. I prefer it that way. And what can I do for you? Well, they tell me there was a disturbance up here a couple of nights ago. I thought you might have heard some. What kind of disturbance? Well, some folks say that the Klan sometimes holds meetings in that field over there across the road. Sometimes, I guess. Not recently. Anyway, not in your jurisdiction. This is Justin County. You're right about that. This is a special matter. Huh? Well, I don't pay much attention to the Klan. They burn a cross once in a while. Keep the niggers thoughtful about their behavior. Those really are nice puppies you got over there. My kids would see them, they'd probably come apart.
Purebred. Best in the state. Maybe the country.
Well, it's a nice place you got here, Foxy. You take it easy now.
I'm planning a book on forensic medicine, Frank. Did I tell you about it?
Well, are we going to have to wait for your book to come out, or do you have an opinion you'd like to share now?
You're new at this, aren't you, Will Lee?
Not as new as I was this morning.
Well, Chief, for your records, you can report that the victim, white male, about 16, died as a result of a fall. Prior to that, however, the lad had undergone tremendous physical abuse that probably made a broken neck seem like a blessing. They'd been bound hand and foot for an extended period by heavy wire handcuffs. Been beaten methodically on both sides, probably some sort of fixation. Now, the beating was administered by a heavy strap, possibly, but more likely a rubber hose. Now, the rubber hose is a police technique. Footnote. The lad was compelled throughout his torture to sit on some uncomfortable surface. It's hard for me to tell what, but I think it was a heavy rim bucket or maybe even a keg, perhaps.
Come on, Carter. What's the rest of it?
There's no evidence that the boy had been sexually molested, but I think he escaped prematurely. Not a doubt in my mind that this whole episode wasn't sexually motivated.
I don't believe anything like that could happen in Delano.
Oh, when you've been chief a little bit longer, I think you're going to find that there's all kind of people in Delano like there is anywhere else. You sit beside them in church, and you pass them on the street, probably even voted for one once in a while. Tell you what, Chief, I'll send you a set of the pictures. May need them for your file.
He sleeps in my bed. No, my bed. I found him. So, come on, Billy. He sleeps in my bed.
I don't think you're going to have to worry about building a doghouse. They're already arguing about whose bed it's going to sleep in.
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't have said anything to old Foxy, you know. Reckon he thought I was asking.
Thought it was real nice of him. He just left it in a picnic basket on the porch with a note. A gift from a friend to the Lee children. Billy saw that basket, ran up to the front porch, opened it, saw the dog, and started screaming. I thought he was been half killed.
Yeah, he sure is a beautiful dog, all right.
So, what'd the big doctor from the big city have to say?
Big doctor from the big city said that boy broke his neck running away from a sex maniac. Some kind of a pervert. Honey, you remember the other night when I arrested Grady Butts? You know what that kid of his said to me? He said, I hope you're gonna kill him. He wanted me to.
You're going to see a lot of the bad side of people. I mean, I know that. But I'd lot rather have you dealing with the good and the bad than somebody who doesn't know the difference.
I don't know. Maybe Skeeter Willis and Foxy are right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this job.
We went into this together, remember?
Whoa!
dumbhead nigger. Spilling my milk. I'll teach you. Spill my milk. You like milk, do you? Huh? Come here. You like milk? Lick it up off the floor down there. Come here. Get it back over here. Lap it up. You hear me? Lap it up. Come on. You hear me? Come back here. Come here.
Daddy.
Got no calling, ain't no whip on you.
Stop, Daddy. You can't go in there.
Come back here. You hear me?
Sunday services were divided into two parts. Inside, there was praying and preaching. Outside, the good Lord forgive us, it was politics. About that time, I was running for the state senate, trying to get all the support I could find. Of course, they only had but the two choices. My only opponent was lying in a drying-out clinic for alcoholics.
Well, Carrie, what do you think of city life so far?
Well, the houses are closer together, but the children are harder to find. I don't know.
Never had to iron creases in my shirts before.
Any word on that boy yet?
No. But I got the photographs from Dr. Sauls. You know, old Skeeter Willis seems to think that boy was a runaway, riding the rails. Got mixed up with a bunch of hobos.
Yeah, he could be right, I suppose. I drove by that old hobo camp down by the tracks this morning on my way to church. There's a new batch of tourists down there from who knows where. Well, y'all have a pleasant afternoon.
Any of y'all ever seen this boy around here? Huh? You seen him? How about you? Look here. Seen that boy before? You ever seen him? Huh? You ever seen this boy before? I'm talking to you. All right, come on, move. Get the hell out of here, all of you. Let's go. Hit the road. Hey, boy, you, come back here. Where you from, boy?
Jackson, Michigan.
Look at that. See that? That boy's dead. You want to wind up like that on some undertaker slab hunk? Your folks wondering where you are?
No, sir.
Well, then you get the hell out of here. You don't come back. I don't want to see you around here again. You hear? You hear?
Saturdays were always special in Delano. It was a time for the farmers and the townsfolk to rub elbows, see old friends, trade goods and gossip. Two worlds, colored and white, mingled with an understood separateness on Saturdays. Sometimes there'd be a smell of trouble, but somehow Chief Will Henry Lee always seemed to be around. He saw to it that people worked things out unmolested. Of course, some things went unnoticed. When you try to look at the broad picture of a town, you tend to overlook the small undercurrents that can change a whole community. I regret that now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 12-year-old mare mule, and that's what it is. Come right out here on the farm.
I suppose the highlight of any Saturday, though, was the mule auction. It was a mixture of gambling and theatrics that men and boys couldn't resist.
Only trouble with town. Too many girls. Yeah, you got one? A girl? Nah, me neither. But I'm gonna get one, though. When? Next Saturday? Maybe Saturday week. Mr. Horse don't let us off. Whatever the other Saturday. Excuse me.
You're young Lee, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
How's your dog? Outgrowed that basket I left him in a bit.
Yes, sir. He's an awful good dog. We sure thank you for him.
You know about Labrador retrievers?
They get big, don't they?
They come from Newfoundland and Labrador. Old water up there. Fishermen used them to pull in the nets. Thick hair keeps them warm. Love to swim. Good duck dogs. Your daddy take you duck hunting?
No, sir.
Yeah. Maybe I take you and your dog duck hunting one of these days.
You believe all of that fish nets and stuff? Heck, I knew it all the time. You see, they got real cold water up there. Those dogs got real thick heels, see?
I got now 20. Anybody can bid. $20 I got. That's nice view. Lead it around there where everybody can see. I got 25. Now 30. Anyone go $30? Hey, 30 I got.
Delano was getting a little more sophisticated around the edges. On the map, for one thing. A slightly bigger dot designating our place in the scheme of things. We were also on a direct route to Warm Springs, which brought us an occasional visitor of national prominence. One in particular, I remember very well.
That's surely the truth. Good to see you, Hugh. Goodbye.
Where you going?
What's the matter, Will? Don't you know who that was?
I don't care who that was.
That's Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Well, I'd be doggone. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, huh? I voted for him when he ran with Cox for vice president back in 20. Maybe that's why he lost the election.
Might be.
Yours, too bad he got infantile paralysis. I bet you he could have had quite a career in politics.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. He's a little too radical for my taste, but can't help liking him. He's no quitter. I'll surely give him that. You realize he had to have that car rigged up special so he could drive it without using his legs.
Really?
His family took a place in Warm Springs. They think the water might be good for him.
Oh, well, that can't hurt.
Mother's maiden name is Delano. He says he likes to think we named the town after him indirectly.
That can't hurt either.
Well, the council voted you a raise in pay last night, Will. I hope you don't mind.
Well, I suppose I can learn to live with that. Thank you, Hugh.
Howdy, Chief.
Where's that at, Sheriff?
Everything peaceful?
Oh, it's been like a church supper around here lately.
Well, I just talked to one of Sheriff Gunter's deputies over at Filling Station a while back.
Yeah?
Says they got themselves a murder up in Justin County.
Murder?
Nigger found him early yesterday morning,
half-naked young fella, hung up on a fence. 45 hole blown clean through him.
The white boy?
Yeah, blonde kid. He's about the age of that boy you found up in Hodo's Bluff a while back. See, I would say that the hobos got themselves another one. There's a camp right near there where the boy was found. It's all cleared out by now. Hobos, they always leave their killings for somebody else to clean up after them. I best be going. Keep the peace.
You too, Skeeter.
Skeeter's mention of still another dead boy sent chills through Will Henry Lee. He was sure it was no coincidence. He dug out the notes he kept in that special black notebook and the pictures Dr. Sauls had taken. He knew he'd failed once. If this latest murder was kin to the first, he had to find out. He was a police chief. Still, he had to realize that Justin County was not in his jurisdiction. They was walking a tightrope between the two counties, not to mention two sheriffs.
Morning. Sheriff Grund is in court.
Well, I reckon I'll wait for him.
I wouldn't if I was you. Skeeter Willis bet you'd come poking your nose in. Well, let me give you some advice, Chief. You stick to your one-horse town. Now, this guy was killed by some hobo, plain and simple. He stole everything off him but his undershorts, and it all run away by the time we went down there.
Where's the body?
Probably 6 feet under by now. If I know Mortician Underwood, he don't waste much time when nobody's paying for flowers.
Well, thank you, Deputy. Bells. Nobody been around here since the last rain. Only time you come calling or passing the time of day is when someone's been killed. I don't much like that, Chief Lee. No offense, Foxy. Yeah, well, I find it downright offensive, I can tell you. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, I figured since you hunt down there by that hobo camp, you might have seen something. Good hunter like you don't miss much. Well, you're right there. As far as I know, there haven't been any nights of the road in that bivouac for over a month now. That's the way I figured it. Maybe you'd like to come by when I have more time. Yes, sir, I'll do that. Oh, by the way, my kids really love that dog. Appreciate it. Don't mention it.
I buried him this morning.
Why so sudden?
Why not?
Well, I thought there might be a post-mortem or something.
Well, there's no doubt about the cause of death. No mystery about the victim. His name was Frank Collins. His aunt and uncle over in Wayville heard about the shooting. They came over and identified him. The boy ran away from his home in Ohio, they said.
Well, why didn't they want to send the body back to Ohio?
Said it wasn't practical. They placed a call to the boy's parents from here, in fact.
Excuse me, sir. Did you notice any marks on the body, anything unusual other than the gunshot wounds?
Yes. Bruise marks on the wrists, like he might have been tied up or handcuffed.
Well, I wonder if you wouldn't mind writing out a description of those bruises for me, exactly as you remember them, and sending them to me.
Well, I suppose I could do that, but it's already been investigated.
What do you mean?
Well, I asked his kin if they thought the boy had been arrested or something. They said he only left their house 4 days ago. There's been no record of him being picked up around here, according to Sheriff Grundy.
Lee, what the Sam Hill are you doing here?
Hello there, Sheriff Grundy. I was just checking on the death of that young boy. Mr. Underwood here seems to think he had the same kind of marks on his wrist like that other boy we found. All sounded kind of familiar to me.
Yeah? And you've been harassing Foxy Funderburk again. He just called me. I don't like you badgering friends of mine. I don't like it at all.
Well, all I was doing was asking him about those hobos. You know, there's a camp near there. I think you're misinformed.
Now, hold it. Every time a two-bit town hands out a tin badge to a farmer, he thinks he's taking over. Now, let me just tell you something, Chief, so's you're not misinformed. I'm filing a formal complaint with your city council. And that fancy Hugh Holmes, maybe they'll see fit to either fire you or keep you out of my county and in your own little backyard. Now, why don't you do the duly elected law around here a favor and get on home?
Emmett Spence, get out of here! Get away from here! Emmett, get out of here!
Give me that.
Please don't. Let me go. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ow! Leave me alone. Ow! Leave me
Go in there. Get in the car, you hear? I'm going to ask these people what your daddy owes them for the window.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did the right thing, Will Henry. Emmett Spence is a bully. He could have hurt somebody.
Yeah, but that's not why I whipped him. I whipped him because it felt good. That's right. I'd just taken a whipping from an old hack who called himself a sheriff. His case is beating me, Carrie. And I took it out on Emmett Spence because it felt good. That boy I buried, you remember? Huh? Somebody beat him because it felt good. And now this one's been shot. Somebody did that because it felt good. You can't go around upholding the law and punishing people because it makes you feel good.
I think Delano's got a better police chief than it deserves. I still think Emmett Spence got the lesson he had coming.
Come on in now. Come on, Kate. Come on. Okay, boy, let's get at it. Get them sacks off and start shoveling. Now, I want every one of them sacks filled and stacked up over on that side over yonder.
Mr. Hoss, mighty bad out there now.
Are you back talking to me, boy?
No, sir. Only there's snakes and fever in that slime water now.
Sir, you see any snakes floating? Maybe you just more yellow than you are black. Get on out there. You hear me? All right, that's far enough. Come on back here and start filling up them sacks. Listen, you want to move your worthless carcass off this farm. Maybe that big chief friend of yours, Will Henry Lee, maybe he'll give you a job as a policeman.
Jesse braved the threat of snakes and Hoss Spencer's shotgun for days, laboring in that swamp. But the predator that laid Jesse low was a simple mosquito. Malaria turned the world into a swimming hallucination for Jesse. For more than a month, he shook with chills when he wasn't drenched in his own sweat. He couldn't work, so Hoss Spence ordered them off the farm.
Is Mr. Hoss still here?
No, Jesse. Mr. Will Henry, Miss Carey come to see you.
Tell Mr. Hoss I'll be up there tomorrow. What's the day?
Lie still now, lie still. Try to sleep some. Doctor say he wants you to sleep.
Well, he's a little better, and the medicine will help, but Jesse's going to have to suffer these malaria attacks off and on the rest of his life. By the way, Carrie, that was nice of you to get Ida Spray to let him move into this house.
Well, that's not exactly charity. I just expects free carpentry for that rent.
Ain't but one reason for Jesse to be slogging around that swamp. Hoss Spence took it out on him for the whipping I gave his boy Emmett.
You don't know that, Will Henry.
I'm afraid it's so, Carrie. I heard Hoss Spence laughing about it in the hardware store 3 weeks ago.
How can these people live with themselves?
It's how they live with each other that baffles me. Miss Butts came in yesterday. I had to take 6 stitches in her face. I'd have called you, but their boy, you remember Sonny?
Yeah.
Well, he'd already taken a 2x4 to his daddy's head for hurting his mama.
Good Lord, they're going to end up killing one another yet.
Well, it'd pain me, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I tried never to be blind to hardship. I hope you understand that. But I was busy watching Delano grow right before my eyes. New homes, new streets. We had to print new city maps almost before the ink was dry on the last ones. I'm sure none of this mattered to young Joshua Cole. With his daddy sick, he was begging for odd jobs to earn a quarter here and there. Now and then he'd get a cleanup job at Rowden's Grocery. But when you put a half-starved boy next to a lot of groceries, you surely know what's bound to happen.
Give me that, boy. You give it here right now. You look here. Now, I'll pay you a quarter for you to clean up back here.
Not for you to clean me out.
You ain't got nothing to eat at home. Please, Mr. Ed, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you crawl and you cry right now, don't you? Now, 10 minutes from now, you're going to be out snickering behind my back, aren't you? I'm going to let you cool off a little while. I'm going to let you think it over. Come on, Joshua. Come on. Now, you going out there, you wait for me by the car, you hear? Go on now. Now, look here, Will Henry. Now, I know his folks are on hard time, but you can't just let him go. Now, I can't have the people of Braytown thinking they can just walk in and help themselves. Yeah, and I'm not letting him go. Just trying to weigh the severity of the crime. Oh, come on there, Will Henry. Now, you know that I don't want him sent to county camp, but now, isn't there another charge? A misdemeanor? That's the way I see it, too, Ed. Thanks. Mr. Rowden says he's willing to call it petty theft, Joshua.
What does that mean, Mr. Will Henry?
It means the justice of peace is going to give you about 10 days. Now, you can work it off by cleaning streets for city manager Sam Greer. At least that way you'll be out in the fresh air daytime.
You mean I gotta stay in the jail nights? Locked up?
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll let you go home now. But you got to promise me that you're going to be here every morning. Okay? You going to promise?
I sure will, Mr. Will Henry. I promise.
Oh. Here. Take this. If things get so bad you can't buy food, you let me know, you hear?
Yes, Mr. Will. Daddy's been awful sick again. Medicine only works part of the time. Thanks.
Be here tomorrow. 10 o'clock sharp, justice of the peace. Going home now.
Here you go, Chief. If you'll just put your Will Henry on this purchase order.
Well, thank you, T.T. I'd offered you a seat, but Dooley there's not quite finished yet.
Dooley, you do nice work. I got an old cane-bottom swivel chair that's showing daylight. Now, if you ever work your way up to the Capitol.
Nice thing about being a gypsy like me, Mr. Brown, I can head in any direction I please. Do you have a card?
Here you are. First week of the month, I'm in the office.
Here you go, T.T.
Many thanks. See you soon.
All right.
Oh, by the way, Will Henry, you may have a kid or somebody around here going into competition with you.
How's that?
Well, last month, somebody ordered a couple of pair of handcuffs through the mail. They only gave a box number, box 82. We sent the money back, told them to order through you.
Well, it must have found another line of work, because I hadn't heard anything about it.
I wouldn't expect so. Here, bye now.
All right, bye-bye. Chief Lee here.
Morning, Will Henry. Skeeter Willis here. Say, I got a call from the sheriff of Fuller County last night. A runaway boy from up there, a friend of his son's. He took a whipping last Sunday and run away from home. You know, kids.
Yeah, which way's he headed, Skeeter?
Well, they think Florida. But who knows? He'd probably been hitchhiking down 41, probably, your way.
You got a description on him?
Yeah, a blonde kid, about 5'7" or 8, light complected, a good-looking kid. Yeah, well, he's probably long gone now, but if you spot him, I'd appreciate you giving me a call.
Yeah, I'll do that, Skeeter. Thank you.
They've been bound hand and foot for an extended period by heavy wire handcuffs, beaten methodically on
Both sides. Probably some sort of fixation. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that this whole episode was sexually motivated. Apparently, the lab was compelled to sit on some uncomfortable surface throughout his torture. Now, the beating was administered by a heavy strap, possibly, but more likely a rubber hose. Now, the rubber hose is a police technique.
Somebody ordered a couple of pair of handcuffs through the mail. They just gave a box number, box 82.
Hello, operator.
Miss Bessie, could you get me George over at the post office?
Yes, sir, Mr. Will.
Hello. George, it's Chief Lee here. I know you sort mail this time of the morning, and I wonder if you'd do me a favor.
Sure.
Could you tell me who's got box 82?
Sure, I have it right here. That'd be Foxy Funderburg.
Thank you, George. Sheriff Grundy, please. It's Chief Will Lee over in Delano. Well, you tell him when he gets back that I'm on my way over there. I'm going to need his help in getting a warrant. And never mind for what. You just tell him that I got evidence of a crime that's not in my jurisdiction. And ask him to wait for me, would you? Thank you.
Well, Will Henry, that Joshua Cole never showed up this morning for street cleaning.
Well, Sam, I don't have time right now. I got to get over to Justin County.
God damn it, Will, I told you not to let him go home nights. Now, he's supposed to be in your custody, and I want him. Will Henry, I want him now. Have you seen the clutter on Main Street? I've already had 2 calls this morning.
Sam, look, you are the city manager. If you can't manage the city one day without that kid... All right, come on, let's go.
Mama, I gotta show up. I promised.
Your daddy's sick to death here. Mr. Will Henry ain't gonna mind you staying home with me one day.
Mr. Hoss, you've been my boy. Don't do that. I tell you, don't do that.
It's all right, Jesse. Joshua here with you. Come, drink some water.
Joshua? Mr. Hoss, got no right whipping my boy. Joshua?
I'm right here, Daddy.
Joshua! Hey, Joshua! Joshua!
Oh, Mr. Will Henry. Jesse's real sick. I'd keep Joshua home if I needed help.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You want me to call Dr. Manton?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
What's Mr. Hoss doing here? Mr. Hoss, don't whoop my boy. Got no right. He's gonna leave us be. Mr. Hoss, leave us be.
No! Mr. Will Henry, no! Mr. Will Henry, no! No! He didn't mean it. No. No, he didn't know, Mr. Will Henry. No! Mr. Will Henry.
Foxy, thank God. Come over here. Help me with him. We've got to get him to Doc Manton.
No, he didn't mean it.
Dad, we gotta stop. We gotta go back.
No. Tell me now. I just shot Hoss Spence, you hear him?
It wasn't Hoss, Dad. It was Mr. Will Henry. Mr. Will Henry.
Don't talk crazy to me.
You're talking crazy, Dad. You shot Mr. Will Henry. Honest, you did. Mr. Will Henry.
God almighty. Oh, no. Joshua, listen to me now. Listen to me good. You got to run for it. Now you get to the highway.
I ain't leaving you.
Do as I say. They hang a nigger boy for nothing. Hitch a ride to Columbus. Go to your Uncle Tyler there.
Daddy.
Uncle Tyler, you hear? Now get before they get to coming after you. Run! Tell me, what did I do?
I love you, Will Henry.
You.
Hey!